how to use AI to create Amazon images that instantly boost conversions and profitability. The first thing people always ask is, will there be a replay? And yes, there will be a replay, but it's not going to be permanent for everyone that just happens to see the replay. We always delete them. We don't leave them up for too long, and then we remove them from public access. But if you want the permanent replay, all you have to do is go to sellergrowthnetwork.com/replay, and you will get access to the permanent replay. What you'll do is you'll come to this page, sellergrowthnetwork.com/replay, and you'll plug your email in. Once you do that, you're going to get an email and it looks just like this. It says action required. And then it says there's two steps that you should do. Number one is add me as a contact in your email. Like if you use Gmail, just add me as a contact. That way, when I send out these session reminders, you actually get it. Had a bunch of people in our WhatsApp group say, hey, I didn't realize that the session was happening today. And I said, well, I've sent out a bunch of notifications this week um, through to your email, and it just so happens that they didn't get it. So make sure you add me as a contact. And number two, click the button in the email, and then you're going to get the permanent replay. So make sure you do that if you want the replay. The other thing we're going to do right before we get started here is we have a Seller Growth Network WhatsApp group, and it's awesome. Like we have 800 sellers in there, a little bit more, I think. And sellers, it's literally, I created it for sellers to help other sellers grow. We do all kinds of sharing strategies, and I'm going to be like summarizing the learnings from the group each week and dumping them in there. I'm also going to be letting you guys know about the weekly sessions that I host. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group, go ahead and join now. WhatsApp, I think, caps at around 1,000 people per group. So this group is almost full. Like I said, it's about 800 people. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group, now's your chance. Go ahead and scan that QR code. All right. Okay, so now, without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight in to today's session. Like I said, it's called "How to Use AI to Create Amazon Images That Instantly Boost Conversions and Profitability." I just want to say, some of the stuff that Kamal's been showing me behind the scenes, and it's crazy. Like you can do things with AI now that were impossible before. We've had Kamal on in the past, and he's talked about a bunch of different image strategies that would like double conversions or triple revenue, like insane things. But what he's been able to do recently has been, a game changer because AI is just getting better and better and better. And so things like optimizing your listings for Rufus instantly in Cosmo, right? And things like uh, specifically pinpointing a specific type of customer. So then you draw in the maximum amount of click-through rate and the highest conversion rate. So huge advantages, guys. So I want to introduce you to Kamal. If you don't know him, he's the founder of AMZ One Step and Listing Optimization AI. Literally every single time I have Kamal present, he always over delivers. And today's session is going to give you a massive advantage over other sellers because you're going to see the best ways to use AI right now to produce Amazon listing images that generate more revenue, higher profitability, better click through, and the highest possible conversion rates. Kamal showed me case studies where his strategies he's going to share with you today has doubled revenue, tripled revenue, just by nailing an image strategy. So, Kamal, I'm so excited to have you on, my friend. Welcome to today's session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Seth. Super excited to be here once again. Yeah, today's talk it's mainly going to be with AI and how you can use some of these strategies to increase your conversion. So super excited, and I'm also joined by my partner, my co-founder at listingoptimization.ai, Anthony Cofrancesco. So I think he's going to be sharing some of the strategies before. Then I will also jump in and we'll talk about a few things and we'll take some questions in the end. Hey,
Awesome.
Anthony.
So,
So
so yeah,
yeah,
Anthony is a special treat. Like I said, he jumped in there at the last minute. Anthony, you were supposed to be a surprise, my friend.
The whole point about the presentation that we're going to go through today is that this is an extremely exciting time to be in right now. The ability to make AI images that look so good that can have such a big impact on your conversion and click-through rate is unprecedented. But the real theme of the presentation today is that this window is closing. At some point, you're going to be able to click a button and an AI is going to do absolutely everything for your images. It's going to build a full year strategy. It's automatically going to be uploading and testing, and it's going to make these CTR and CVR gains for you. When this happens, everyone is going to do it. And so the biggest gains that you're going to see, the big gains that Seth was mentioning a few minutes ago with people doubling their revenue, increasing CTR 15 points, increase not 15 points, but like massive increases to CVR. The people seeing those gains right now are the ones who are taking action now. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take action after this presentation. And what's up, Seth?
Hey, Anthony, I was as you were talking, it reminded me that I didn't actually if people haven't attended prior sessions with Kamal, they don't necessarily know kind of the history here. So let me just give the 30-second version. Kamal's been in the ecom game for a long time, and he's run an agency, AMZ One Step. I mean, you guys manually would do photo shoots and then photo editing, and you were in the trenches for how many images have you guys created manually, Kamal?
Manually, we're well over 300,000 plus images. So,
300,000 images that you guys created for Amazon listings, which is insanity. And so then Kamal's witnessing this happen, this AI shift. Um, you know, Behind the scenes, he's running this agency that's creating all these amazing images that are absolutely working, but he's seeing the power of AI, and and this is my version, Kamal, but like you're seeing how this is transformative. And so then you take all that experience and you say, I'm going to build my own tool, which I'm going to have a free version of, and it's listing optimization AI, and I'm going to plug everything I know about niche targeting, customer avatars, all of it, research, and then I'm going to use AI to create images that were not even possible manually. So I just wanted everybody to know that going into what we're talking about today is Kamal comes from this deep history of image creation and then plugs it into the latest and greatest AI and then created a free tool with, some paid functionality too that you guys are going to see today. And it's mind blowing. So just wanted to set the stage here. Kamal, anything else?
yeah, I mean, people have called me things, they called me stupid, like, why are you building this software? It's going to put you out of business. I run multi-million dollar, Amazon creative agency. We had physical studios, models, we're taking pictures, and, and it was a very risky and scary thing to do. Like, it's like technically you're like cannibalizing your own multi-million dollar business. But I saw the opportunity. I was like, okay, this is just a beginning and the direction where AI is heading towards. I think either our agency needs to change the way we work or it's just going to be obsolete anyway. So I was kind of forced as well to build this tool. So I took like 8 years of knowledge and put it into workflows, systems, frameworks, put it into the software.
Now, earlier, Seth was saying, and we showed up on the slide, that Kamal, his agency, over the years that they've been around, they've generated something like 200,000 images, which is a huge number of images, right? But listing optimization has only been around for a few months now, and we've already had our users generate more than 400,000 images. So just giving you a scale for how powerful this technology is. We've had more than 9,000 users use this software and more than 25,000 PDPs created. So if you take our love, which is conversion optimization, image generation, and now there's like no limit to the number of people we can help. There's no limit to the amount of additional revenue that can be generated. There's no limit to the how much we can improve conversion and click-through rate. And that's what really, you can see I'm excited about that. That's what really gets me excited. So as promised, what we're going to do is we're going to start a demo and we're going to do this in real time. What I would please encourage you to do, this happens every time we get on a webinar, and I can see there are a lot of people on this webinar. Please, please, please do not try to use the software now. Please wait until the webinar is finished. I think we're in a good spot. Our dev team has put in a lot of work to make sure we don't overload the servers. But please just wait until the end of the webinar until you try to start following along on your own. The get started workflow, which I'm about to show you, is we're going to start the campaign. We're going to choose custom branding. We're going to choose a couple custom competitors. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of what's being done in the market intelligence segment. So let's kick off the demo. So The product that I'm using, I actually love this product. You can see I've got one right here. It's a gooseneck microphone, and you'll see how it's super helpful in the editing process. I use a lot of whisper flow. I'm going to copy the ASIN here, and then I'm going to start on the Creative Campaigns Hub page. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my ASIN right here, and then I'm going to click on this button down here for advanced options. And here you can see I can choose custom competitors and I can also choose custom branding. I'm going to choose the custom branding first. And what's going to happen is our AI is going to look at your brand's product detail page and it's going to suggest these are the colors that I think align with your brand. Now, I can customize all of this if I would like. I can choose the font type, I can drop in a hex code, but I'm just going to take this suggestion for right now and click Apply Guidelines. I can also manually choose my competitors. If there are competitors that are selling really well in your niche, it's choosing these ones right now. I could decide and add some additional later and just make sure that everything is covered. So I'm just going to click Confirm Selected, and then I'm going to click Generate. Now, a common question we get is, what do I do if I'm not selling a product and I can't drop my ASIN in there? Well, in that case, you're going to want to just add in your keyword. You'll upload a couple reference images of your product, ideally from your supplier, and then you would go through that same process. But in the interest of the demo, I'm just going to kick this off. I'm getting a notification because I've already created a campaign for this USB microphone. So I'm just going to click Start New. When you're doing this on your own, you won't see that same notification. Now, this is going to take around 10 minutes to run. And I'm just going to kind of explain a little bit of what's going on in the background. Or Kamal, maybe this would be a really good. What happens? How is our market intelligence so good? What's the process?
Yeah, so it takes about 10 minutes. This is where a lot of our users they sign up and for who are trying first time, then they're like, oh man, I think it's stuck or something. No, it literally takes 10 minutes and it goes through every single, like every single competitors that AI has selected or you have selected. It will analyze their copy, it will analyze their images, it will, extract all the reviews which are available. It will analyze those reviews. It will even go outside of the Amazon. As you can see here, it's already looking at lots of reviews, and it's AI is like doing like multiple parallel agents are working in the background to do the market research. It's going to do the Cosmo and Rufus research for you. It's going to give you that scoring. It's going to detect if you have any other variations or not. Like, I mean, there's multiple agents are working in the background. That is why it takes about 10 minutes. So I've got like, this question a lot, like, Kamal, can you make it faster? Yes, we can make it faster, but that's further down the road. But the reason it takes 10 minutes is because there's multiple AI agents working in the parallelly in the background. It's going to build market intelligence report for you. It's going to do customer avatars for you. It's going to pinpoint key decision-making factors, what are the customer motivations. It's going to generate every image concepts, A plus content concepts. So there's a lot of things which are going on. So maybe we should go to the presentation or something else, and we'll let this run in the background.
Exactly. So this is what I recommend doing is we're going to go give some more context into the state of the creative industry. When your market research is running, you don't need to sit here and look at everything that's happening. Just
Yeah,
hop over to one of your other
yeah,
tabs,
yeah.
keep working, and it'll be done before you know it
My
thing. Listing optimization AI is the fastest way to generate assets at scale. The old way is you'd spend months and tons, thousands of dollars going back and forth with agencies. In early AI, you can generate some assets, but they really weren't top quality, had to do a lot of professional editing. And with listing optimization AI, you're getting professional quality. It's basically instant, and you can do this at scale. And I'll show you some of the new features we have to bring that in. One click, flawless assets, zero intervention. Like this is where we're going. Everyone who is here, I can see we've got a lot of people on the webinar. After this webinar is done, go and generate some assets with this because this window is going to shrink. There's still an execution mode. You don't want to miss it. I know that this works. I'm a head of education at Titan Network. I ran a 5-day CTR CVR challenge. We had more than 450 participants, no assets at all, full training. And this works. I had dozens and dozens and dozens of people come back to me and tell me how well it worked for them. And this hopefully is going to give you a little bit of motivation. This is Madia. She's like a 65-year-old woman. I don't think she's super technically inclined. Her conversion rate before was 21%. Her conversion rate after is 44%. So this is what I'm getting at. There is still an execution moat now. Okay. But like if Madia, who's 65 years old, can create many different versions of her PDP, get them live onto Amazon and see massive improvements in conversion, then you have no excuse whatsoever for why you cannot do the same. The technology is there, it's really good. And so, with that being said, how I break it down is there's really three groups of people in this room. Group one is the people who look at this presentation and say, you know what, AI image generation, this is garbage. This won't work for me. Group two are the people that have tried using generative AI for image creation, and they say, I tried, but it didn't work perfectly, and they end up in the same spot. This is garbage. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to spend the money with an agency, or I'm just not going to focus on this area of my business. Group three is where I want everyone to get to today. And these people are saying, okay, I used the tool, and then after a little bit of edits, it worked, and then mind blow, it actually performed, and my CTR or my CVR improved. And so, what I always say to Madia, to the other people that I'm working with, they get that initial win and they feel really good. I tried this and it actually worked. And then I always say the same thing. I say, great, what's next? What I want you to start to think about isn't just making one PDP, one new main image, one new secondary stack, one new A plus content. I want you to think, okay, this is an asset that I use in 1 month. What am I going to do in month two, in month three, in month four, in month five? What's next? What's next? What's next? What's up?
Anthony, you keep saying PDP, and Timothy says, "What is PDP?" So, can you
Great
explain for
question.
context?
PDP is your product detail page. I'm gonna say PDP a lot. So when I say PDP, I just mean everything on your listing. So your main image, your secondary stack, your A plus content, everything that listing optimization AI creates. I have my fingers crossed that this is all done. Let's see here. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so we just let that go about 10 minutes. And this is with no edits, what was created from listing optimization AI. So you can see I start with three different main images looking pretty good. One with product packaging, I like that. Then we've got six or eight rather secondary images. And just at first glance, I'm loving these. I think they look really, really clean. So like ease of use, talking about you can just plug it in and start talking. Bendability of the gooseneck, the mute unmute button. I love these. These are super simple. I'm just absorbing it all in right now. Cleaner voice, less distraction, anti-slip pad. It's talking about sizing of the cable, and we've got a lifestyle image, and then we've got adjustable positions. So already I'm super happy with this. This is what I was mentioning earlier that you probably could take this and upload it straight to Amazon. Let's take a look at our A plus content. Again, like look how beautiful this stuff looks. Like it looks really clean. It looks really, really good. Okay. I'm liking all of this. So I want to show a couple more pieces of the demo and then we'll move on. We've got a few more things to get through in the presentation. But I just want to show a couple of things. So let's say I'm looking here and I like these main images, but the great thing about AI is I can just generate as many as I want and it doesn't take long at all. So I can click on this generate concept button here and I can say, hey, let's try to get like a shot with a model. Maybe it'll be showing the product in use. And let's do another one, right? Like, let's see like this one. I don't know what it's going to do with it. You're going to notice that all of the templates show an apple. That's just a placeholder it's going to generate with your actual product. So I can generate some new images. I can do the same thing for secondary images. I can click generate concept and say, you know what? I'd like to have an applications graphic showing all of the different use cases of the product. So let's go with this one here. It's kind of like 4 quadrants. And then we can click generate new concept. One more thing that I wanted to show you is the edit feature. And so let's say I'm looking at all of these images look pretty good, but let's say we're looking at this image here. And instead of just showing the sizing of the cord, I want to show the sizing of the actual product itself. So what I'm going to click on is edit image, and then I'm using Whisper Flow on my computer. So I'm just going to speak the edits that I want, and we'll see how it handles this. So I'm going to say Add sizing dimensions to the product, horizontal for the base and vertical for the height. Whoop. Beautiful. I love Whisper Flow, very fast. So I'm going to let these edits process and we're going to get back into the presentation and we got a little bit more to cover and we will come back to that example a little bit later. So demo continues. That's what's happening right now. So while we got to give you a couple best practices. I know there's already a lot of people, because I've seen it in some of the comments, a lot of people here who are already using listing optimization AI. But if you're new, I want to give you a few. These are kind of my 3 rules for listing optimization AI. Rule number 1 is image purpose first. So when I just generated a new concept, the first thing that I'm thinking is what's the purpose of this image? And I'm going to use that to really dictate everything that I want to do. When I'm thinking about improving conversion rate, I think about 2 circles. One circle is buyer intent. This is everything that the shopper needs to know before they're going to click add to cart. And then the other circle is your product detail page, your PDP. If those circles have a very high overlap, meaning that your product detail page matches everything that the shopper wants to know about the product, you get a high conversion rate. If those circles do not overlap or only overlap on a couple of concepts, that's what's going to give you a low conversion rate. So when I'm talking about this first rule, image purpose first, I'm trying to think of, okay, what are all of the boxes I need to check off in a buyer's mind to get them to click add to cart? And do I have images that match those intents, right? Do I have A+ content modules that match those intents? Rule number 2 is that the magic happens in revisions. You're going to see this in the deeper demo. I'd say about 20, maybe 30% of the time, the image that comes out of listing optimization AI is perfect on the first generation. What I just showed you there is making a little edit to the image, and you can see it literally only takes a few seconds. I'm sometimes going through 3 or 4 image edits to get it to the point where I say, okay, I'm ready to validate this asset or I'm ready to upload it to Amazon. So just be ready for that. The magic happens in revisions. And then the third, this is probably the most important, is we are all just guessing until we're testing. So I can spend a ton of time in listing optimization AI. I can generate tons and tons and tons of assets. But none of it matters until you actually put it live on Amazon's platform and see, does this give me a higher click-through rate? Does this give me a higher conversion rate? So we already kind of walked through this, how to start a creative campaign, how to generate new concepts. I showed you that. I showed you a little bit of how to edit concepts. And then we'll walk through later how to generate more main images, secondary images, basically all of this. I don't know what's happening here. I think we just had a couple of blank slides. So we'll cover all of this today in the extended demo. Remember those groups I talked about earlier? Don't be in group 1 where you're like, I'm not even going to try this. At least give it a try. Don't be in group number 2 where you try and you say, this isn't perfect. This isn't for me. Get yourself into group number 3. Be patient with the process. Go through a few edits and get yourself to say, hey, this actually worked and wow, it actually performed. Don't get frustrated. Be patient. Make it to group 3. So this is where we take a little bit of a break. I hope you're liking what you're seeing so far, but we've got some special offers here. And maybe Kamal, if you want to kind of walk us through a little bit of these, I can flip through the slides.
Sounds good. Do you want me to share my screen?
I think I've got it up, but if you
Oh,
want to share, I can
oh yeah.
stop sharing.
Oh, yeah, perfect. So if you're, I'm gonna send a special link in the chat. Maybe there's a QR code. Let me share my screen, Anthony, if you don't mind. Share my entire screen. And okay. And can you see my screen, the Canva slide? Is that okay? Perfect. So Anthony, the A plus content that you just generated, I was able to download, and I put it on a Canva, and take a look how this looks. The A plus content you just generated, like it just looks amazing. Every single module, the overall branding, the consistency of fonts, the structure of the modules, exactly every single pixel is optimized. There's no dead space. I mean, this is exactly what we have trained our AI on. Like you won't get, there's no fluff. There's no AI slop. So
Looks
this
so
is the
good.
Apple content, right? It just looks phenomenal. So yeah, we're gonna get into the deeper demo, but what Anthony was sharing, we have a special
Oh, we'll
discount.
get to this a little bit later. Oh, you know, you got it. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, so if you're there's a special link. Seth, do you mind sending that in the chat? The link if you want to try. There's a 20% off. So this is how so what we have done for you guys, we have built the agency intelligence. We made it simple for you within this software. And if you were to go for, like without AI, you would pay an agency on average like $5,000 per listing, and it ranges from $4,000 to $8,000 per listing. And if you have a freelancer, on average, you would spend like $1,000 per listing. Even if you have a brand and you have an in-house team, it's like $10,000 per month just for creatives alone if you're a decent size brand. And you still, without AI, you keep doing endless revisions. It takes, like 2 months or more to get the final assets. I have seen so many examples where your product launch is delayed. And at the end of the project, you feel like you were the creative director or designer because you've given so many instructions to the designers. You feel like, like I'm the one who literally designed everything. And there's no clear path to ROI, and there's like tons of other problems. So with listing optimization.ai, we're going to get into this in a minute. You can get main images and secondary images which are ready for split testing. You get on-brand A plus content modules. You can test your main images in mobile and desktop server, which we will show everything in a second. You can analyze your competitors. You can analyze your, competitor images and their listings, their reviews, build creative strategy, build customer avatars. You can generate market intelligence report, ability to choose real competitors, on brand, you can choose your own branding. It's built from agency frameworks. There's a built-in split testing. We're going to show that to you in a second. There's a bulk variation builder we're going to show you in a second. You can edit with AI, like lots of them. You can pick from the winning templates. It's Rufus and Cosmos, and it can do the give the full analysis, and within like 1 to 2 weeks we're going to have a one-click direct upload to Seller Central. So you generate, you get feedback, you iterate, and you directly upload to Seller Central. All of that will be, if you go to any agency, they will charge like five to $10,000 easily for all of that stuff. I'm not even making that up because I'm an agency. I know how it works. So
Hey, Kamal, before
with
we, oh, go ahead. So I guess you're going through the details.
yeah, so if some of you are already mentioning where's the link, where's the where do we sign up? If you Yeah, so we have a special link. Normally we charge $97 per month for standard plan, which is 10 listings per month, 10 listings per month, and you get 400 images. You get priority, rendering, your images get rendered faster. You can collaborate with your team. You get special VIP school community access. You get priority support if you go for $97 per month plan. For today only, this plan is available for like, at 20% off only while this webinar lasts. The link is in the chat. And if you are agency, there is an execution mode that Anthony was talking about. We're going to cover that. So if you want to generate at scale, it's 497. You can get 50 listings every single month, 3,000 images, all sort of good stuff. You will get a dedicated account manager. There's a custom onboarding call. You can white label, you can have your own logo, you can share it with, others with your logo. You will get API access. You can collaborate with up to 20 users, and there's a lot more if you go with the pro agency plan. So there's a link in the chat, or you can scan this QR code. There's a 20, if you want monthly, there's a 20% off. If you want annual, you get 2 months free. And on top of that, there's a 35% off. So which almost makes it like 50% off. So scan this QR code or link is in the chat. Sign up. This special pricing only lasts. We're gonna disable that. We're gonna disable the link after the webinar. So like we have about I think 350 plus people watching this live, and we got I don't know, I think Seth was mentioning 2,000 plus registrations
Yeah.
for this who are going to watch the replay. But this offer is only available for who are attending live, because the link, these pricing will no longer exist and you will have to go through a regular pricing. So go sign up. Link will, maybe if that you could share it multiple times, because I can see the chat box. It's like keeps loading and keeps loading. So keep sending the link once again. So this is the QR code. And yeah, so go check that out, guys. I'm gonna get
Okay,
back
so Kamal,
to Anthony.
before we move on here, can I ask a few questions that way? Because people are wondering like if it applies to them. So like as an example, Olivia says, does it have an option where I can make a carousel image version of that flow instead of a block with A plus content? Does that make sense, Kamal?
We're working on that. That's one of our highly requested. I think if Olivia, I think that's what she means. If there's a full same branding, it looks like one single detail page, and you can't really tell whether it's a one module or multiple module. I think if that's what you mean, we're working on that. Or you can do the magic in editing. You can just give the right hex code that you want it to be, or yeah, that is an option if you're good at prompting. But we're working on that feature. I know what she's
Okay.
asking. It's
I
Um,
think she might also be asking about like a carousel for Premium A Plus where you're like skipping through the images. And for that, right now, we don't have it yet, but we will eventually. You can just render the images separately and then upload them into the A Plus modules as you need.
okay, Tara says my product has specific graphics that need to be identical to the physical product. Um, how does listing optimization AI handle custom graphics on the product? Is that something you guys handle?
Yeah, I
We
think maybe Anthony, when you share, when you go deeper into the demo, share the reference image library. I think that can solve a lot of the complicated,
Yeah.
product hallucination problems.
Okay. Andrea says, will it generate licensed products? For instance, Disney characters, will it generate the images? In my experience, Chat GPT won't, but Nano will. Any
We
experience there?
we have a special guest today. He's gonna join in about like few minutes here. I think he's already there. We'll ask him to turn the video on in few minutes here. He is the biggest, licensed product, the companies, and he's generated like he's one of our biggest users. I think he's gonna generate 46,000. He's already bought a plan for 46,000 plus images that he's gonna generate, and he's in the licensing category. So answer is yes.
Okay. Jeffrey says, can we give the tool our own brand design kit?
You can upload your own custom fonts and custom colors. We're working on a feature where all those, you can save brand guidelines as a brand, but for now, yes, you can choose your brand uh,
Okay. Elena
guidelines.
says, can you give the AI can you give it specific fonts from a brand deck? And you said yes, right?
Yeah,
Okay, guys, I think you haven't even seen, like I've seen way more of what these guys what this tool can do. So you haven't really got to
yeah,
see like it in action yet. So I think we'll come back to that later, Kamal, and show them like why they
yeah,
should be using this thing because it's absolutely game changing, but they don't really know yet. So let's go into like why, get into it, Anthony or Kamal. Like why is it, like take me through how the Kamal, one of the things that I think is so interesting and unique is how it actually like studies the market for
yeah,
customer avatars. And then you're not,
yeah,
because like if you just go and use Chat GPT or Banana or whatever, like you're just giving it, kind of whatever you tell it in a text prompt. But you guys are actually digging in and reading reviews and figuring out like what this thing should be making in a way
yeah.
more complex, like deeper way. And that's why it's so valuable. So can we show off some of that stuff?
Exactly. So the demo begins. Technically, the demo begins now. Anthony, go and
Oh man,
share every
Anthony, come
single
on.
thing. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I'm super down for that. Yeah, let's I guess yeah, it's like I see this every day and I'm blown away, but I think everyone's ready. Like let's see it. So, um look, we showed you a little bit already of what's been created, and I'm gonna kind of switch between these two tabs. This is what was generated instantly. This is a project that I've been working on for, I don't know, I've probably put about an hour of work into this. And you can see I've generated a lot more images than what has been created by the software. And I'm going to try to do a good job of covering all of the different features that we have. So look, this is on main image generation. And like Seth was just mentioning, all of this is based on the market intelligence, the market research. So it's reading all the reviews, it's looking at all the competitors' images, and it's using that to create the product detail page. What I wanted to do is like go a little bit deeper, right? It doesn't take much time to generate new concepts. I showed you that feature a little bit earlier of just clicking generate new concepts, and I can just choose whatever I want from from what's created. So initially for this USB microphone, it had only created me these three options, which honestly I liked. I thought they were solid, but I was like, could we get an image of a model, someone like using the product? And you can see that I've kind of generated that image right here in the middle of the screen. Also, this is the cool thing about AI is it generated me this picture of the product with packaging, but I said, you know what? I want something a little bit more modern, a little bit more futuristic. And so I just edited the image, spoke in a couple of words into Whisper Flow, and then it made me this thing. It looks fantastic. Now, I created a lot more images for the secondary stack, and this is where I really spend a bulk of my time. And so you can see it started off generating me something like 8 images. This is what I was mentioning earlier, that rule number 2 is that the magic happens in revisions. So I'm going to show you kind of the progression of what it looked like. In each one of these edits, it's literally like less than a minute to process. It started off with this image down here, which honestly looks okay, but I didn't really like this section at the bottom, connect, select, speak. I thought it had a little bit too much detail. So I ended up editing it a few times until I got to, I just want this to be super simple. I want to show people that all I got to do is plug it in, speak, no drivers needed for Windows and Mac. And we've got a great looking image right there. Let's see. You can see I went through this one also went through a bunch of edits. I wanted kind of showing the feature that we've got a clear voice in real rooms. This was what was created automatically using listing optimization AI. It's not a bad image. It's actually a really good image. But again, this is the power. This is the magic. It happens in revisions. I go through a couple of edits. You can see this first one's a little wonky. We've got like this bubble on the person's head. And after a few revisions, we get it to this thing that looks a lot more clean. It shows a lifestyle situation of someone using this. They're surrounded by people in an office, working inside cubicles. This is an example of an applications graphic that I had created, right? So it started off making me this, and then I went through, like, I wanted it to get more and more simple. I think this is the final version here. Applications being, I wanted to show you could use this for a work call. You could use this if you're a student. You could use this if you're gaming. You can use this for dictation with AI. In a few edits, I'm getting beautiful images. Like, no one in this niche has an image that is in applications like this. This would be the first time showing that inside of the niche. You know,
And we
go ahead.
and
Yep.
Anthony, I think when we talked about like, hey, which ASIN are we going to do a live demo on? And Anthony specifically picked a difficult ASIN, right? We could have gone with a beauty product, or we could have gone with an easy tumbler product, but Anthony like specifically mentioned where there's accessory here, where there's a product and is a little bit different, which is a little bit technical. So so it's doing such an incredible job. On on a complicated product here. But Anthony, we're also getting a lot of questions in the chat. People want to talk about Roof Cosmo and Rufus, and they
Mhm.
want to see market intelligence and A/B testing features. So maybe once you're done with the images part, I think users are excited to see that as well.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for keeping me on track here, Kamal. Look, I could go all day showing you about all these images that I've created, but I'm not going to do that. You can see from the beginning, it didn't make me an inclusions graphic. I made an inclusions graphic. I made a sizing graphic. I got a metrics graphic. Um, let's switch gears a little bit. I want to show you some of the new features, and everyone is very excited about this reasonably. I'm going to swap over to this other listing that we were working on, and this is for almonds, and you can see we've created a bunch of different images for these almonds. I want you to just absorb real quick. We'll get into the other features in a second, but I want you to absorb like what this looks like. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom and I want to show you this is what the current PDP looks like. This is a major brand. Blue Diamond is a huge, huge brand of CPG food products. And you can see this is their current PDP. So you can let me know down in the chat, which PDP would you rather have on your listing? This one here, or everything that I was showing you up above with the images. And the cool thing is we don't have to guess what is going to perform better. We can actually run A/B testing right inside of listing optimization AI. So let's say I'm trying to determine which one of these images I like the best. What I can do is click on this button here that says Run A/B Test, and then I can say, you know what? I really like, let's try the simple one. Oops. Let's try, well, why is this not letting me? Here, let's try this one. We'll try this one, and we'll try this one. And we're just trying to figure out which one of these main images is the best. And then I just click this Run A/B Test button, and then I click Confirm. And I've already set up my integration with Product Pinion, but it's basically going to open up a new tab and it's going to start the poll in Product Pinion. So I can just edit the
Yeah.
features there.
And we do a lot of split testing. Matt from Product Opinion knows this. We do like, dozens of split tests every single day, like manually generating images, downloading them, putting them in a folder, then going to Product Opinion, uploading everything. It used to take like at least 10 minutes just to set up one poll. And we do dozens of them. It saves just this one simple integration saves 2 to 3 hours every single day. One click, your poll is launched. If you want, you can edit details on Product Opinion. You can customize the number of votes, customize the demographics of the audience, but it is just that powerful. Like, generate, get feedback, iterate, and next week you can also upload directly to Seller Central.
Hey,
And what I
we
say,
had a good
yeah.
question here. Does the A/B split run directly in here, or do I have to manually do that later?
You can see it's done it right here. So I've just selected my options and we've got the poll already in Product Pinion. And so now I can either edit details or if I just want to launch the poll, I can just launch it. And so you saw
Perfect.
how quick that was.
And Andrea says, "Is there a PickFu integration, or you guys just use Product Pinion?"
For
Uh,
right now,
cur-
just Product Pinion.
Yeah,
Who knows what will happen in the future?
bunch more questions, guys. I keep them coming. I see them all, and I'm noting them all down, but they don't necessarily line up with what he's talking about right now. So we'll get to them though. Keep your questions coming.
Okay, cool. And I'll keep moving on this demo. I just have a couple more things that I want to show you that are new features. That Product Pinion is a new one. This one is one that you're really going to like. So we've recently added this. It's still in beta, but it works very well. And this is actually a Cosmo and Rufus analysis inside Listing Optimization AI. So Cosmo and Rufus is becoming increasingly important. A lot of people, it's not necessarily people who are buying products, it's AI is more and more buying products. And it's not just how your listing is written in terms of listing copy. Amazon is actually looking at your images and seeing what contextual information, what objects are in the image, and it's using that to determine what keywords you're ranking for, where you're showing up. So for this product, what you can see here is that the text coverage was pretty good, 37%. But look at this. And you could remember, I showed you the images earlier for this blue diamond. There was very little contextual information that was getting linked for Cosmo and Rufus, 1%. The average competitor had 41% matches with Cosmo and Rufus. And then oh, this is the competitor average text is 41%. The competitor images had an average of 29%. So compare that, like our current PDP is at 1%, our competitors are at 29%. That's not a good situation to be in. You can run this analysis on your own inside of the tool. The new images that we've created have gone up to now 42%. So we're even better than all of the competition. And this is just with the default images that came out from Listing Optimization AI. If I wanted to improve this and make it better, I could look at specific areas. Let's look at this one here for comparison alternatives. And it's giving me a lot of questions about like value pricing and bulk servings. And so if I wanted to create new images that link up to these concepts, my score would go even higher. Eventually, there's going to be a button that you click and it's just going to say generate and it'll do it right from here. But like we said, this is a beta feature. Anything that I'm missing here on Cosmo and Rufus, this is a really cool feature.
Yeah, so this is, one thing I would like to mention, maybe, Anthony, click on the first set of 4 questions where it says answered. So if you click over here, and you can also, yeah, click on there and click on maybe, you can see like how many bags come in this bag and how big is each single serve bag. So if you can see it was mentioned in your text, but it was not mentioned in the images before, but after it's answered. And if you click over here in the projected, it also tells you where exactly in which image it is talking about that. In the infographic one that listing optimization.ai generated for you, that's where it's covering this question. So it's not just making things up, it's giving you evidence like, hey, this is answered, and in this image it is answered. So it's still a beta feature where we've launched it. So that's why, it's a great idea to be on our paid plan. Right now, it's available for, everybody, but eventually this will be replaced. We may adjust the plans a bit. So it's a great time to be in our paid plans to get grandfathered for life. So yeah, this is, I mean, incredible, Anthony, from 1% to 42%. And I know some of our agencies, and I was doing a call with them yesterday. They're on our agency plan, so I do sometimes onboarding calls. The day one of onboarding a client, the agencies are sending them their Rufus and Cosmo optimization report day one, and the clients are impressed. And they give
Yeah.
them like a six month plan, like, okay, there's like 100 ASINs we have analyzed. This is what your coverage is. This is what we're going to achieve for you in the next 6 months, right? So it's an incredible piece of value if you're an agency. If, it's good for brands as well, but for agencies, day one, you deliver astronomical value to your clients. Your retention, your churn would be way, way, way better.
Dude, I love it. And so I think this is a great segue into one of our newest features, but probably the most heavily requested feature. This one is really good. So let's say you get to this point and you create a campaign that's got really good coverage for Rufus and Cosmo. You've edited your images. Oh, I kind of gave it away a little bit. You edited your images and you've got a PDP that looks really awesome. And you're like, okay, I've run it through Product Pinion or whatever market research and I've validated the images and I know these are good. And you put them up on Amazon and they work and your CTR and CVR goes up. But then you're thinking, Anthony, I've got like 1,000 products in my portfolio. Just this product has 9 different variations. Do I got to go through this whole process over again? You don't, because we just recently launched this variations feature and it is so freaking cool. This is the original, the main, the hero ASIN on the product. As you can see here, we've got a bunch of different variations. And what this will automatically do is it lets you select the images you like, and then it'll take that image and it'll replicate it for each of your variations. So you can see these are all of the secondary images that have been duplicated, and it also works with the A plus content modules, which I haven't duplicated at this point yet, but it does work. And so, really easy to do on your own. Once you have a stack that you like, what you can do is you can click here and say, okay, here's some extra variations. And then I want to generate, I don't want the main images. Let's say I just want like a few secondary images. And then these are we'll do all of the A plus. And I can just click generate. And now it's going to generate everything that has been selected for the ASINs that I've selected here. And it just generates in a few minutes, which
And,
is
and, th-
crazy.
and this is not a clone feature. Like, this is an actual variation system. So what AI does, it will auto detect all the variations. You don't even have to, like, put the essence, hey, these are my variations. AI will automatically detect all those variations. It will give you, and first layer is the classification. It's going to take a look at, do I need to swap the product only, or do I need to change the model? Do I need to change the text? Do I need to change the props? And if you show a little bit of the main images in the first three variations, the traditional one, the main image, go all the way up, Anthony, on variation side. Show the original one, the first one. It is a salted only, right? So the main image has only elements, the first one. And that, yeah, maybe if you could open that up,
Sorry,
Chile.
this one here.
This one here, yeah. So
Yep.
this is the image that you finalized. And now let's show the main image for the variation. So this is a roasted salted, and this is a blueberry feature.
Hmm.
Now it has added the prop like blueberry right next to it, and now the elements also look different. It has adapted to the new elements that it took new pictures as a reference. Now show the third main image, Anthony. Um, like, yeah, the Chilean line, maybe the, the green one. Sorry, yeah. No, I mean the first image, so that we can compare. Like
Okay, I understand.
exactly.
Yep.
So now it picked up like chili and lime because it's that. And if you also notice that nobody else noticed, every single flavor has a different grams of protein in it. Some variations have 9 grams of protein, some have like 5 grams, some have 6 grams. Now let's take a look at the fifth or sixth secondary images and see how well it adapted. Maybe scroll to the right. Yeah, so maybe the first, yeah, this one.
You can see, yeah.
Yeah, show me all three, Anthony. So this one had
Nine
9 grams
grams.
of, and even on the packaging, it's 9 grams. This is 5 grams. It's 5 grams on the product packaging. This has 6 grams. it is a smart variationizer. Like, it knows whether to swap the product only or only to change the color or like fully adapt to a new concept. So it's not, yeah. So I mean, we also have a special guest. I don't want to keep them waiting, Anthony. So we
Okay,
have
you want to get into that right now?
let's do it because his favorite feature is variationizer. So Bijal, if you're still listening, please turn your video and microphone on. He's one of our like new clients. And one thing, Anthony, I'd like to mention, when we onboarded Bijal, uh, he took our like first month trial plan, and he was so impressed, and then he asked me for an agency annual plan, and then he bought like $10,000 extra images, so he's going to generate 46,000 images, you know maybe sooner, maybe
Yeah,
not in a full year, maybe sooner. So welcome, Vijay. Thank you so much for joining. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience? We have like almost 300 people watching us live.
sure. My name is Bijal. I work for Pegasus Sports Shop. We officially licensed NFL and NCAA and Major League Baseball. We have a lot of products. We sell it across the e-commerce platform like Amazon, And our biggest challenge was managing like large catalog with the very different teams with the SKUs and variation that we needed to generate, right? And we have an in-house team that works on it. So before using, listing optimizer, it would take months and months to create all these images and get the right product and put it on Amazon. And since we started in the last 1.5 months, I mean, we generated tons and tons of images using that. And the magic, I mean, just like, Kamal said and Anthony said, it's variation. I think that's a game changer, the way it works. I mean, we have a NCAA products that is like 150 SKUs variation we have, and we are able to do it in once we generate our main images, sets of images, and then we can just select. And not only select, it goes out the tool goes out and finds all the ASINs from the Amazon that we have it listed and it lists it underneath it. I mean, we don't even have to upload any ASINs to it. And we just clicked on it and select what images we need, and it generates all the images. It takes a little bit of time, but we don't have to interact with anything. And I think that's a game changer. So, and it's been amazing and a lot of things coming up new. And just want to thank both of you. I mean, it's a great product. So thank you.
Heck yeah. Well, look, I just like thank you so much for being on here. I love giving that because, it's such an insane number of images to go through in a year if you really, really think about it. So to think about like 46,000 is just massive. But for everyone watching here today, like what I want to reinforce to you is that the time is now. Like this is who you're competing with, right? You're competing with the entire range of people from Madia, who I referenced earlier, the 65-year-old grandma who's generating her own images. You've got a massive powerhouse, Bilal, who's generating 46,000. The time is now. And the hard truth is there's like 300 plus people in this webinar, and there's going to be many who are going to watch. You're going to nod your head and you're going to say, wow, these look really, really great. But when it actually comes to like sit down and actually put in a little bit of time to do this, a lot of people are just going to leave and be like, ah, I'm going to do this later. I'll do this next week. Maybe I'll get into this. It's still too complicated. Do not be that person. What I've found is there's really two groups of people. You're either going to try or you're not going to try. And if you don't try, you're not going to get any results. But the people who try, they're either going to win, or if they lose, they're going to just change it up a little bit, go through some edits, and you will eventually win. Every person that I'm seeing do this gets good results in the end. You just got to put in a little bit of effort. So, Kamal, you tell me, where do you think we should go from here? Because I know we have like some testimonials and case studies to
I've
cover.
got
Seth, you
a
have some
place.
ideas.
If can you
Yes,
guys answer some of these questions
Yeah,
because
yeah, let's get into the
because
Q&A.
the audience is like digging it, but also like they have a bunch of questions that I think would point us in the right direction as we go. Does that sound good?
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good. I'm just gonna ask one. I just want to give compliment to Bijal. I, Bijal, like, thank you so much for being and sharing your experience here. I'm super grateful. Thank you so much for doing this. And one thing I would like to mention to everybody, I had a call with Bijal, I think last week, me and my CTO. The level of knowledge he shared with me, for example, he shared one thing, Anthony, I didn't even tell you. Like, he gave me a specific, hey Kamal, if you make this one change in your software, all of my images will be bulk upload ready to Seller Central. Like, I can download them as a zip, run in the flat file or bulk upload, and it will. I mean, that feature is already, it's ready. We just need to push it to production. I mean, when we speak with, with our clients, with our users, I mean, things that I did not even know that existed, like Visual has been a real operator in the Amazon space for, like, lots of, and his knowledge is like just incredible. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, Visual. So, and Anthony, do you have any questions for Visual before we wrap up
I think
with
we're
that?
good. I think we should yeah, let's get into some of this Q&A because I can see them popping in the chat too.
Oh yeah. One of the things that I wanted to point out, Kamal, is Chris tried to sign up and he said, "Hey, I'm on the link. There was no discount." So I said, "It's automatically applied. You just have to scroll down the page."
Yeah,
And then he tried an incognito window and it worked. So guys, if you're scrolling down the page and it's regular priced, try an incognito window or a private browser. That solved it for Chris.
yeah,
So I just want to talk about some of these things, like, because this is like the nitty gritty, like, will it work for me? Right. So it's like Ali says, will this variation feature work on changing colors and textures of fitness products? Do you guys ever do anything like that?
yeah. I don't see any reason why it should not. It should work. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
tried lots of variations.
Let's
It
just
should
rapid
work.
fire these, Kamal, because we got a bunch. Cindy says, "Will and Amazon will accept these main images generated by AI, given their strict policies on main images. You guys are using these images all the time for main images, right?"
Yeah. So all of our, even if you look at the gray hat, images or templates, the images are designed in such a way that it should get uploaded. But in case if it doesn't, try through manager experiment or, just play around, make some edits, and then Amazon should accept it. Some categories Amazon is like very restrictive, and some categories where they're very easy to work with. So it really depends. There's no right or wrong answer.
Okay. Andrea says, "How does it know the differences between, or no differences in variations?"
So it classifies, and it looks at the product title, it looks at the images. There's like a whole agent which just classifies every single variation before the image generation actually starts. So it does like, whole mini analysis just on the variation itself and extract everything, like what needs to be changed in that variation.
Hmm. Shane says, "How good is the safety and compliance feature when creating written content? Amazon is a monster with issuing flags, especially on supplements. Do you guys have anything in there?"
Our AI is trained on prohibited keywords, prohibited claims, all sort of good stuff. But if you do notice something, do let us know. We will train our AI on that one. But it's on to the, seller's discretion. Always review images before you upload them to Seller Central.
Lilia and a bunch of others says, "I really like the variation option." So that was a cool feature that you guys showed. Chris says, "Can it adjust color variations for A plus content and for the main images and secondary images?"
It does it
Yes.
all.
Beautiful. Let's see here. Uh, Guys, do you plan on to implement this platform for the Amazon store as well?
Probably focus on the PDP first. We want to get this really locked in. That's where the biggest conversion and click-through rates gains are going to come through. But like later down the road, I'm sure we'll get there.
Yeah,
Okay.
my CTO does not want us to become a feature factory software.
Yeah.
He's like, with the age of AI, like we can literally build anything, right? But we want to focus on one simple thing and just go very deep into it. That's our like vision. Storefront, it's in the roadmap, but not in the short term roadmap, but further along. Yeah.
And I
Uh,
saw someone asking about Walmart other platforms. Like in my mind, we'll probably expand that way because it's like the same kind of conversion than getting before we get into storefronts. I'd rather see us hitting those other platforms.
but Anthony, you can just take what it generates for Amazon and assume customers are similar, right? And then just transfer them to Etsy. Walmart. People were asking about those different platforms, so you can just use what it generates.
Totally.
Um, Roberto says, "Can we generate images and content in other languages besides English?"
It works really well.
Yes,
Okay.
any language, any language. There's so many great features, even 2 hour session is not enough to talk about that. Yes, you can.
And Rufus and Cosmo, are they going to support multiple marketplaces?
Um, I think yes, it should work for every single
Okay.
marketplace. Yeah.
Lauren says, "Thank you. This is for existing text, not AI generated product packaging, because we will need to use our exact product packaging." Not really sure if we need more context there.
Yeah. I think
Look,
we'll
you go.
oh I and yeah, so maybe when we do like a little bit of more demo, we need to show them reference image library, like how easy to switch the reference image so that even if it's your product packaging or or if you want to use a real human or whatever, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Go
short
ahead.
answer is it'll simulate your product packaging with no, it'll just make it up, which probably 50% of sellers don't have product packaging that looks in their images the same way. But if you have specific product packaging, or getting to the question earlier of I have specific graphics, I will show you at the end how you can upload reference images to make sure that your product fidelity, your packaging, all of the details are 100% accurate.
Andrea has a good one. She says, "Do I have to supply the Rufus and Cosmos strategy, or does it do it all for me?"
Does it all for you, yeah.
Perfect. Alex says, "Did I hear Kamal say next week the tool will have the ability to upload pictures directly to Seller Central? I'd like to hear more about that."
Woo!
Yes, 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 yeah. That feature's coming soon. We're testing it out. Will be live. Yeah.
Okay. Mark says, "Do I have to have my own product opinion account and for it to be integrated, or do you guys have one
Uh,
for them?"
you need. I think you will get 20 free credits. I'm working with Matt. But yeah, you need your own account for
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Okay. Um,
And maybe Seth, I have two special guests. We're gonna take only two
okay. Go
more
ahead.
minutes each. So
Hey, Kamal,
so we
before
have
you do that though, I want to show can we just show them the link that they're supposed to be using? Because we haven't shown that, and I want to show them on the page because the page doesn't look, it's not like very obvious, you guys. Um, it's down the page a bit. So can you just do a quick screen share, show them like if they want to sign up, what it looks like, what they should be looking for. It's so there's
okay.
the QR code so they can scan that. So let's show them that for a second if they want to scan, and then let's actually go to the page and then show them what they should be seeing, where they should be signing up, what's going to happen next. Let's show them the path here.
Okay, Andre, if you're listening, can you send me the link again? But in the meantime, I'll share. So what you have to do, go to the pricing page. Like this is like like expensive plans. So you will see discounted plans and then click on choose plan and then you can start over there. So I have this link over here. Yeah, so this is what you need to do. Come to this page, click on the pricing. Uh, no, I need to open in the incognito mode. Yeah, sorry. It's just because I've
It
tested it
happened for
out.
you
So
too.
Because he already has a plan, right? It's trying to
Yep.
get him to either upgrade or
yeah, because I'm already signed in and so what you need to do.
Yeah,
Oh, so
exactly.
it
Deborah
says
says, "Don't click on pricing, scroll down." So that's the same thing that happened for me. So, Kamal, this is what
ah,
I was trying to say is like just let's show them the easiest way to get there. So if you just go back to that link and scroll, you should be in good shape.
okay.
Yeah, Cindy says I have to scroll all the way down. Yeah, so I'm Kamal. That's one of the things we got to do, man, is get this thing at the top.
So just scroll down, you'll see a pricing at the bottom of the page. So do not you use the link that
Yes.
Seth has shared in the chat or scan this QR code, and it should work. Where did that link go? Over here. So, but if you want like a regular pricing, that's fine. Go to
Nobody
listingoptimization.ai. But
wants
if you
that.
want
Kamal, what are you
special,
talking about?
but if you want a special pricing, then this is the link in the chat or scan this QR code.
Okay, so show me some cool special guests you brought with you. I'll let you guys get back to it, guys. If I didn't hit your question yet, it's because there's a ton of them in the chat box. Please paste it back in if you still have a question, or if I missed it, because I want to make sure I get them to them all.
Okay, sounds good. So let's bring Wadeem on. If you guys don't know Wadeem, he's been in this Amazon space for more than a decade. He's the founder of Zon Guru. And like when I started selling on Amazon, he was the first designer I hired. And I know him even before I launched my first product. and now he's working with AMZ One Step as a head of creatives. Um, Welcome, Vadim. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks Kamal for the intro. Hey guys, hey Anthony, it's really cool to see you. I quickly matched my background with yours, just to emphasize how futuristic this is, where we are talking about AI and listing optimization. So yeah, I've been in Amazon space for like very long time. I've been Amazon seller myself since 2017. Then I sold my brand, opened agency. I've been a speaker on multiple conferences, running my own agency. That's how I met Anthony. Kamal was one of my first clients when I was doing design in parallel, running my Amazon business. I think we did like 13 listings, Kamal, getting you like some bestsellers as well, I remember.
Yeah.
And then we both started agencies. And yeah, last year I joined MZ One Step. And yeah, let's talk about this tool. Like since I joined, how how this tool actually transformed the things, and what I've seen from my side running operations actually for AMZ One Step. I mean, AMZ One Step is one of the biggest agencies in Amazon space, if not the biggest. So there is a big team of designers, much bigger than I ever managed. And seeing how this tool coming in since since July, August last year. I mean, our team was ongoing weekly training on this tool. We've seen it developing, and also, we so everything that Kamal is saying, that we put a lot of work into it. Actually, I've seen how this has been done, or months over months, how we've been discussing things. And one of the greatest things I can say about this tool specifically, and there are a few other tools in the space, that Kamal has been really like listening to all the feedback that he was getting from sellers, from experts like myself, and others in the industry. And there's a lot of features have been implemented just by listening to what people actually want, and that's the also the future of this tool. Like if you sign up for annual plan, I would say, so one of the things you need to bear in mind that we are constantly developing, and we are developing just by listening, like reading your comments now as well, asking, like looking what you guys want, and
Sounds.
like seeing
Yeah.
growth. Sorry,
Yeah.
maybe
Vadim,
I'm just mumbling.
yeah, so I think Vadim, tell us how listing optimization, can help other agencies. Um, I mean, like has it helped in the revisions, timelines? Like like how are we working with, has something changed in the client persona? Tell us a little bit more about that. And then we will get into the demo in a few minutes here.
Sure. So yeah, to give a brief overview on what this tool actually did. We first need to look at what was happening before the tool. And if you like before the tool, we were doing manual research. I mean, there were already some tools available, but it was still taking a lot of time, like 5 to 6 hours to run full audits on products. And usually the person doing it, he would be tired after doing this whole research, and he cannot do a brief in the same day. So he would come back to the next day. So as a minimum, it would take 2 days for a person to actually come up with the plan. Not even saying about generating images and giving references to design team, which is another job that creative directors were doing. So we were able to cut the time to 25% to what was actually, uh, you know, 25% from what it was taking before. As an example, I can bring you like very good case study where, just a team of two people, like one client manager and VA, uh, they are managing like huge clients. I mean, we have specific program where clients have multiple listings. They don't have time to, manage and generate lots of assets and also optimize them. Like, so they come to us. We have a specific program for such big sellers, and it's just incredible to see the team of two people what they can do. So we, like, with our processes and this tool being like one of the main things that we use, they are able to create 80 to 100 briefs per, and not just briefs, actually creatives per month for these clients. And we've seen, for example, one client that joined in January, his revenue was like 145,000. And now in April, he has reached 550,000. So that's like an incredible growth that we've seen. I mean, also our PPC team being involved, our creative, like also we generating briefs, of course, but the speed at which we can run accounts has like significantly improved. And this allowed us to take these kind of bigger clients on and manage catalogs. We're not just talking about listings, but catalogs. Also, in general sense, of course, it applies also to clients with single listings. It reduce the time how much we spend, but not in a sense that it does for all for us. And not to sugarcoat it, there are AI artifacts and things that you still need to edit, but still it allows us to spend more time on strategy than we were doing before. So actually,
Awesome.
we can think what can deliver these results, and
Perfect.
basically that's
Thank
what
you.
this tool does. Yeah, it saves you time, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vadim. We're going to be respectful of time here. We have one last guest. We're going to speak with him for about a couple of minutes. Konak, he's from India, and he's one of our first. When I posted on LinkedIn, I think many months ago, like, hey, I'm looking for beta testers. He was one of our beta testers, and he's been our user since then. And I did a call with them, I think last month, and he mentioned something very interesting. He and his partner, that they are able to retain like way more clients now because the client experience has been so much better. Connor, if you're listening, maybe turn your video on and microphone, and we'll chat with you.
Hi, Kamal. Thanks for that introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Konak, and I'm talking to you guys from the eastern part of India, sitting in Kolkata. I'll not take much of your time, but what I'm gonna say is, I mean, a lot of you have spoken about the tool. What the tool does, but I'm gonna take a different path and say, the tool is very good. I mean, it's one of a kind, definitely. I mean, I have been associated with Kamal and AI listing optimization from October last year. And, I have seen the particular tool grow from scratch. And I have been personally bugging Kamal day in, day out, with all my problems and everything. But what I want to, focus on is that the kind of response that Kamal has. I want to focus on the particular persona of the what can I say, the owner of the tool. I mean, I have faced a lot of problems while uh, you know servicing my clients. I am an agency, and I am currently account managing or serving more than 50 plus clients. And, time and again, when I have faced problems with listing optimization, I have reached out to Kamal, and he has been very responsive, be it through LinkedIn, WhatsApp, email, and everything. So, yes, definitely, Kamal. Thank you for bringing this tool into the picture because I, being an Amazonian, so I joined Amazon in 2015 when, and I have been a part of the system for the last 10 years, and I know how, things work. And with the current algorithm that Amazon has, which is an 8-in algorithm, uh, imaging has become one of the most important part of building your business in Amazon, right? So and Kamal is solving for that problem. So yeah, I mean, definitely kudos to your team and you, Kamal. Great going.
Thank you so much, Connor. Can you please mention your agency name, please? Like what?
Yeah,
Because I
my
see some.
agency's name. Yeah, my agency's name is Calfox Consulting. We are based out of India. I mean, anyone who wants to get in touch with us can reach out to us at Calfox Consulting at the rate calfoxconsulting.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Connor. We're going to be respectful of time. Anthony, it's
Sure.
back to you. I think there are some more features that we haven't shown yet, like market intelligence, reviews. I think there's a bunch of those things. Maybe over to you now.
I think I'll leave it up to Seth because I think we still have a ton more questions. Like Seth, what do you think is the best way to spend? And I don't know how, like, if we have a hard stop at a time we have to end. What are you thinking?
Well, I just want to make sure that everybody that's on the fence here wanting to get their question answered, so because people want to take advantage of it if it's for them, but they want to know if it's for them. So like several people were asking, like Morris was saying, like, can this thing handle generating images for a brand new listing that like I don't have a listing, I have a new product that I'm interested in launching. Can it do that? So do you guys just want to
Yeah, why don't we just like
talk about that?
rapid fire as many questions as we can get through?
Please.
I'll answer these ones pretty quick, and hopefully we can help some people get across the line.
Yeah. So start with that one.
Okay, so yeah, new listing works great. We have training videos on the website. Instead of generating from an ASIN, you're going to generate from a keyword. You take photos from your supplier, you put them in there as references, and it'll do a great job with building an initial PDP.
Yep, perfect. Rachel says when you show editing, it's helpful if you give us the prompts you used in each step to get the final image. So I guess I didn't. So that's just a statement.
Don't
Um,
Yeah,
Go
and
ahead.
I'll just say you don't even need prompts. That's the great thing about our editing. I'm literally using whisper flow and I'm being very vague on my instructions. Change this, remove that. The AI editing does a fantastic job with handling it.
Mark says, does this program is it able to resize images for different marketplaces or website image requirements, not just for Amazon?
Surely is. If we get time at the end, I'll show that, but you can generate the image in any format you want, including if I have a secondary image that I love, I can generate it as the size of an A plus content module, easily switch.
Angela says, thanks. Just another great session. So we appreciate your positivity, Angela. We have a ton of questions here. How can I optimize the listing content? Nadeem says, how can I optimize the listing content not using this tool? I said, Nadeem, there's a free version. Just use the tool, man. Iggy says, just checking when clicking on the 20% off link, it doesn't present a payment page. So several people said that. They said, hey, I signed up, but I haven't actually paid anything. What's the next step? So they want the discount, but they haven't paid. What's next? Kamal, you're
You're
talking
muted.
muted, buddy.
Yes. Yeah, if the link is giving you problems, go to listingoptimization.ai, sign up, and I'll send me a message. I'll apply the discount afterwards.
Well,
And
what
I'll,
they're doing, Kamal, is they're signing up. It's just taking them to the dashboard without paying anything.
okay, so maybe it's taking you to a free trial. Go to settings and then click on upgrade option. And you can use these two coupons as well. Like it's called SGN20 or SGN50.
Okay, so
That's what you can do.
let me send that to people. SGN20 if they want to. Guys, grab that code out of the box. SGN for Seller Growth Networks. SGN20. We'll get you that 20% off. So
Yeah.
you're in settings, Kamal, inside the dashboard, right? And then you would just
Yeah.
what?
I think I'll share my screen.
Yeah, you go for it.
So what you want to do is you go to dashboard, go to settings, then you will see upgrade plan over here instead of manage subscription. So that will take you to, like I'm already on the highest plan, but it will take you to this, yeah, it'll just open up, the upgrade option. If it's not opening up,
Okay.
just go to this link, listingoptimization.ai. I'm not sure why this is messing up. I'm going to send this link in the chat for
I
you
think
guys
that
to see.
should fix everything though. If you just go into settings, you click on upgrade, and if you have to put in the coupon code, just put in the coupon code. And
Okay.
if you still have issues after that, then reach out and we'll make sure you get the discount from today.
Hey,
But
Kamal,
that
let's just,
should.
or Anthony, either one, let's just leave your screen up with the QR code and the discount code on there. So then everybody just has it. And while we're doing these questions. All right.
Okay.
Nimi says, or Naomi says, hey, from London. Thanks, Kamal and Anthony. The variations feature sounds amazing. This will be incredibly helpful in the clothing and accessory category. Can the tool generate on model and lifestyle images from flat images of clothing, handbags, and footwear?
It surely can, and we haven't gotten a chance to really show this today. We have other videos on the channel that walk through this. I know we've got the QR code up on the screen, but I'm just going to show this really quick for anyone who's already using the tool. Um, Using a reference image. So if you are having issues with product fidelity, let's say that the product doesn't, it looks perfect here, but let's say it's not looking perfect or my variation isn't looking perfect. If I open up the image, I see the reference images that were used to create the image. And then I can upload multiple angles. Let's say I have like a zoomed in shot of the product that I need, or I'm selling a suitcase and I need to show the wheels, or there's a specific texture. I can upload an image, and then when it regenerates, it'll take the reference images into account.
Perfect. Andrea says, how many images would you say it takes to generate one listing approximately? She's trying to figure out what plan would work best for her.
Standard plan is going to be the best for sure to start out on. That's going to give you, plenty of generations in a month. You really only need 6 solid images for a secondary stack, right? But what I'm finding is I'm usually generating somewhere like 20 to 30 secondary images per listing, and then I'm running some validation to determine what are my top like few. And keep in mind too, I just want to mention this. Don't just think of it as I need one PDP. I want to think, what am I doing in month one, month two, month three? So think a little bit longer term.
So start standard, and then if you need to, you can upgrade.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Ali says, will this variation feature work? Oh, yeah, we already handled that one. Roberto says, will the tool be able to push experiments on Seller Central?
Yeah, that API is not available yet, but you can directly upload to Seller Central in about a week. But yeah, do product opinion split testing for now.
Okay. Mayon says, will it work in new markets like South Africa?
Some of the marketplaces that I don't know if you know Keepa. If the Keepa doesn't provide some of the information, unfortunately, that's not going to work. But it works for every marketplace that Keepa gives us access to.
Ken says, are you in the future considering integrating with Canva um, to directly edit or make images a layer to easily edit?
You
They're just
don't
not.
need to do that. Like the edit feature is extremely good, but in some of the educational videos, we do show you if you need to make extra edits and convert it to layers, you can move over into Canva. I'd say 95% of the editing is done with the AI editor. It's very good to
Yeah.
use.
And they are not approving my API for some reason. I think we're ready to give them money, but they just don't want to take it. It's been like 6 months or more. It says like, pending, application pending.
Hey, Angela wants the code for the annual sign up. So, Kamal, can you just paste for everybody the monthly code, which is SGN20, and then whatever the annual code is? Can you put that in there? And then somebody earlier said, "Hey, I signed up for monthly, but I missed that there was annual. Can I upgrade?" So we need to handle that too.
Probably just send us a message on that, and then like if you signed up for something and you're having an issue and you wanted to sign up for an annual, we can get that sorted. We didn't mention this, but like go and get the annual plan. There's a bonus. This almost never happens, but it's like a little consulting bonus. So if you sign up for the enterprise annual, you'll get 3 hours of one-on-one coaching and onboarding. That's with me or Kamal. So that's like a lot of experience that you're going to get. And then if you sign up for an annual individual, we'll do an hour one-on-one and we'll get a lot done in that hour. So just a really great bonus. Sign up for the annual today.
Great. Chris says, I hope this isn't a silly question. I see where the images are being created and it looks good. Does the software also create optimized text for the listing? You guys only do images, right?
We used to have a copy feature. It would like do title, bullet points,
Uh-huh.
description. We have temporarily hidden it for now. It's in the short-term roadmap. We're gonna add it soon, and when we add it, it's gonna be absolutely amazing because my CTO has built one, and we know how it's done. So it's coming soon. It's
So
it's
it's
coming
coming soon.
soon, pretty
Okay.
pretty quickly, yeah. And it's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Roberto says, please make the upload of images to Amazon also for all Amazon marketplaces. You guys are already working on that. Letty says, do the 400 generated images count towards image edits as well? So do edits count towards generations? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. See if I hit everything. Yeah, Angela was asking about the annual option. Annette says, is the payment model based on a subscription or on credits? So you guys are subscription based with an amount of generations per month, right?
Yeah, it's a subscription based, but if you run out of subscription, you can buy more credits as well.
Okay. Olivia says if I have 40 variations, that will use 40 campaigns or one. The starter package only includes 10 campaigns per month.
It's all variations are not considered as campaigns. But the image generation count will be added to your limits.
So it's one campaign, but
Yeah.
more images. Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? You mentioned uploading directly to Seller Central. What about Vendor Central?
I think my CTO would know. If you know Andre, like send me a message in the chat and I'll answer that.
Okay, here's a question from Tracy. If I don't have a product or sell on Amazon, how would this work for me? Tracy, you have to have a product to sell. Otherwise, what are you generating images for? So maybe if you just give us some more context on what you have or what you want to have, then maybe we can help. Timothy says, can this work for KDP books?
We've never tried on Kindle. Yeah, we've never tried on that. And yeah, for Vendor Central, it won't work for now, but we're looking into that. I got a response already.
Okay.
And as far as KDP goes, I just a lot of when I was at Data Dive, a lot of people asked me about KDP. This will certainly generate images. You might have to like create from scratch the KDP listings, but KDP listings have notoriously bad product detail pages and they're not using their image slots. So I would love to see some examples of people using KDP and having a good image gallery.
Beautiful. Lilia says, is the discount available for existing clients?
Yeah, send me if you're already a user, we will honor this to you. So send me an email or reach out to the support section. Yeah.
Okay, we got some more questions just loaded in. Letty says, we're all overloaded with monthly subscriptions plans. Could you create a one-time purchase package that allows us to buy 500 or 1,000 or whatever? Like she just wants like a one-off package. So maybe Letty, just drop your email in there and then the guys can
Yeah.
reach out to you.
Or just
Um,
buy the annual plan, you know, and that's going to
right.
give you everything you need.
Yeah, buy the annual plan, or you can also like cancel anytime, so that's not.
Oh yeah, there you go. So
And
there's no
and the pro
subscription terms. You guys just in and out whenever you want.
Yeah, and the only bad thing about subscription that we keep adding new features, we keep doing new things, and the pricing gets adjusted. Like all of our previous users, they have like such a good usage and plans. They've been grandfathered in. So the sooner you get into a subscription or a paid user to us, like anything changes we do in the future, like it doesn't impact you, right? For example, a new image generation model comes out and it's super expensive for us. We're not gonna change anything for our current users. So
Yeah, that's actually one of the things I super admire about what you're doing, Kamal, is that you don't just like sit back on Nano Banana and say, this is good enough. You're like cutting edge. You're always like people are like always excited about the latest and greatest thing, but it's like you're already building the latest and greatest thing into the tool, so you only need to go one place, and then it does all of the stuff in the background that makes the thing actually produce good quality output. Um, which is so much of a time saver.
yeah,
Lisa had the
yeah,
same question, which is, can the monthly option be canceled at any time? And it's yes, right?
yeah. And thanks for mentioning that, Seth. Like there are some cheaper imagination models available, but we never use that. By default, it's the most expensive, or like whichever is the best model, we change it by default for every single user. We could like save a lot of money, increase profitability because of cheaper models, but we don't do that. Thanks for mentioning it.
And
Yeah.
I just saw a question from this guy Mayon who's saying we've got a client with over 1,000 SKUs. Will the enterprise package work for us? Yes, this is who it's designed for. Go sign up for an annual subscription, get the 3 hour onboarding. Like it is going to be the best investment you've made. It's going to be perfect for you guys.
I mean, if you
Uh,
make a bad hire, you hire a creative director and it's not working out, and you will end up letting them go in 3 months. That's like a $15,000 to $20,000 that like over here you get the annual subscription. It's going to cost you around like $3,000, and it's going to give you 36,000 images for the whole year and lots of ASINs, Rufus analysis, market intelligence, customer avatars. I mean, if you're an agency and you're not using this plan, I think it's going to be the best ROI on on
Okay,
everything.
perfect. I think we got through a bunch of stuff. Kamal, I'd love to see you. I've seen you do it before. Give us a tour behind the scenes. What is this thing looking at when it comes to like determining customer avatars? Like, what is the actual system thinking about? Why is this more special than just using, Chat GPT on its own or Nano Banana on its own? Like, really show me like like the engine behind like why this thing works so well and why it like the thing that really grabbed my attention when you first started working on this is like you brought me case studies and you're like, look, this product doubled its revenue simply by swapping images. Like that's insanity. Like those results are crazy, but they you don't get there by accident. So show me like how this thing actually works. Kamal, you're
Okay.
muted.
Think of this. Okay. Think of this as a special bonus section. So you're talking about the presentation that I normally. So this is the presentation I gave at uh, Ecom Mastery AI in Nashville, $1 billion Seller Summit. Let me just try to find that. So all of these frameworks, they are within, within this tool. So I'm going to quickly scan through. It's a bonus piece of value. So let's skip through that. So your product doesn't convert on Amazon because number one reason is because you don't understand who you are selling to. So it's very important for you to know the market and your customers first. So first thing our software does, it looks at it does the complete market intelligence. For example, I give this example a lot. So there was a client to us last year. He came to us. He was selling plastic disposable cups, with lids. And when I looked at the listing and the competitor's listing, every image on Amazon was super generic, like it's BPA free, FDA approved, waterproof, durable, those kind of stuff, right? But the images which convert are actually which are speaking directly to the customer avatar. When we did the reviews analysis, we found out that there was a financial pressure. The people did not want to spend $5 to $7 on coffee every single day. They had like timing constraints. They didn't want to wait 15 minutes at a drive-through. They wanted to look more stylish. So knowing your customers is a lot important. So for example, this product, the customer, our client thought the target audience was the fleet owners, but in reality, when we did the reviews analysis, it was the parents for the teen drivers who were buying these products. So they thought it was fleet, but in reality, it was the parents for teen drivers. Reviews analysis also helps you understand the sequence of the images, like what should be your image number two, image number three, image number four. Um, and also, like knowing your customer avatars tells you how much is their ability to pay for every single like for example, Lisa, who's a traveler, and she can only pay $40, but someone with the medical needs, they can spend up to $80 for the same product. So in the listing optimization.ai, so if you look over here, we do really in-depth reviews analysis. You will see all the pain points, what people are talking about in the reviews. What are the positive themes? What are the feature requests that people are asking for? Like, over here, like the decision, key motivations of why exactly are they buying these products? What are their decision-making factors? Who exactly, this is a detailed customer avatar. You see all that. And your listing images, they're built off of the real market intelligence. So you can see your images
Mhm.
here. You can see your competitor images here.
Kamal,
Like
so stop right here, man. This is what makes it so special to me. Is like when you plug your ASIN into to the tool, it is actually reading reviews. It's looking at competitor listings. It's looking at competitor reviews, right? It's synthesizing what customers actually want. Then you're looking at Rufus data. You're looking at Cosmo data. You're taking all the data from Amazon, and then you're synthesizing it to make an image, right?
exactly. And
That
and
is
the, we're
not
not.
easy to do.
Yeah, we're not making this up. You can see the reviews here. You can read over and over again. Like it's coming from the real data. We just don't say that we scrape reviews and we do the analysis. You can actually see that. You can export them. That's like another great feature. You can export them, take them to Claude or wherever you want. So it's built off, like I said, it's like years of framework. So this is what it's built off. You see the creative strategy. This is like another great feature. Not we didn't mention that AI has found all of these creative angles for the demo that Anthony was doing clear voice and smart spend, one tap meeting control, bending towards your voice, plug in and start talking. So these are different features and benefits our AI has extracted, and all the images are built off of these ones. And there are also some features that we extracted, but we could not verify that it is true to your listing or not. For example, Xbox, Android, and Raspberry Pi compatibility. Is it compatible? Maybe yes, maybe no, but we know what we found, but we did not cover. In the future, we're going to add a button, one click. Oh, this was true to my listing. Because my competitors have mentioned it. You press that button, the image will be generated. Wireless freedom. Our listing is not covering that. Maybe the feature is true or not, but this is what your competitors have because we found that from your competitors' listings. So these are filtered out angles. We even show you like why we did not do an image on that. So if you click over here, it gives you what is the feature, what is the visual concept, and it's also the supporting data, like 63 positive mentions for excellent value. Like it's everything is backed by the data. So this is another feature that we did not cover. AI has automatically found the competitors from Amazon and did a search SERP simulation. This is how your Amazon SERP page is going to look like. What you can do, I click over here and I can choose the main images. For example, this image. I click here, it blends in. This is not a great main image. So what I need to do, I need to check. Oh, so I'm not going to go with this image. I'm going to change and see. Maybe I added this image stands out. Definitely 100% sure this is going to get extra click-through rate because it has a hand in it. But I also see there's another competitor who's got a hand in it. So I'm gonna shuffle the competitors and see does it really stand out or does it not stand out. Maybe I'm somewhat satisfied. This is a great contender for me to do the A/B testing. I click on edit again. I'm gonna check. Maybe I'll test this one. Stands out. I can also do the blur test. Not a lot. So the one of the ways to find out if your image really stands out or not, blur the whole SERP simulation. So now you will see, like with the distorted eyes, like which image stands out. Yes, our image does stand out. I can shuffle the comparators around. I can also see how it looks like on the mobile SERP. So now it gives you a very solid direction, like which images to test, right? So that's like another great feature that we don't talk about that a lot, but I mean this is incredible. If you don't like a competitor or if you find an irrelevant competitor, you can delete that and add a new competitor. If you're an agency, share this with your clients like, hey, we made this main image for you which stands out from your competitors. So this is also an incredible feature.
Oh,
And
here's a good one, Kamal. As you show in that, Mark says, is market intelligence included with the standard plan?
absolutely, yeah, everything that you see here is included in the campaign.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
yeah.
amazing. So like when you were showing like the creative strategy based on um, all the research that the tool is doing automatically, then you can really get the sense of like what it's making decisions on, what it's finding that customers are finding useful in your listing and other listings. What are they asking for that you could make in product improvements, or at least maybe if your product already shows or has that feature, but you're not showing it, you got to have it in your images, right? So it's like it's really drawing from a massive amount of data to make an image that converts more highly, and that's why Kamal. That's why it's so exciting to me because you're not trying to just make images look prettier. Like it doesn't really matter what it looks like from like an aesthetic perspective. What matters is when somebody's scrolling through search, does it grab their attention so they click through? And when they're on the page, do they actually buy? Like those are the things that matter. And that's what the tool is built for, making money. And that's why I'm so thrilled that you guys are doing this because it actually makes people that are on this call more money, and so they can support their families and achieve their dreams. It's not just window dressing to make your listing look prettier. It actually produces results.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I think about a lot because maybe Anthony would also agree with me that the mindset of Amazon sellers is very, like most of them, not everybody, they think of Amazon images as a commodity and they've been trying to cut the cost down, right? Even like, previously the Amazon sellers, they were paying thousands of dollars to agencies and freelancers, and now they're concerned about a little bit about, come on, like here's my 2 image credits wasted because the image wasn't perfect, right? It's like few cents wasted. It's not a commodity, guys. Like it gives you another variation. It's the we could give you pretty designs, but the pretty designs won't really convert and make you money. Like we know what makes money on Amazon. This exact process, like this makes you money. Like this tells you which image will stand out, which image will blend in, right? Which tells you which images are worth testing, right? So all of these, they're, everybody else, they're trying to make their images pretty, but they don't, but they don't stand out. So even these images, right? Like everything that you see over here, let me share the ASIN images. Like a lot of these images, that are on this listing now, they are different concepts. What we gave is totally unique perspective, right? I want Amazon sellers, when they look at these images, like, did it give you any new insight? Does something look different? Like, our goal is, like, we don't want to like reimagine your existing images, which is on listing. That's a very easy wrapper product to build. Like, hey, there's already an image on ASIN, or just make it look better. But it's the purpose of the image which is the most important thing when it comes to, high conversions. That's what we're building on.
Hey, Kamal, Lisa says, can you clarify what you mean by 10 creative campaigns in the monthly plan and 50 in the annual? Like, what does a campaign mean?
Campaign basically means the number of ASINs that you can generate, or, a number of ASINs. So it's 10 per month, or 10 per month in the standard plan, and 50 per month in the annual, in the agency plan. So if you got the annual, so 50 would refresh every single month. So you have ideally 600 listings you can do in 1 year, but you can also add more if you want.
The
Oh,
creating the campaign is what I showed in the beginning. Like I'm going to make a new campaign. I'm going to make a new PDP. So it's per ASIN. So if I have the standard plan, I can do 10 different ASINs in a month. If I have the enterprise, I can do 50.
okay. Letty says, do you have an estimate for when the text feature will be added back into the software?
Uh,
I would say just focus on images. Like if there's one thing you can spend your time on, CVR optimization is going to give you a great ROI. Dig in there. Like maybe it'll come back later, but don't focus on that. Focus on the images.
yeah, maybe I think it's still like, 1 quarter or 2 quarters out, but we'll bring it back for sure.
All right. Deborah says, hold on here. Thoughts on alt text for A plus content images? Is that useful?
Sorry, can you repeat? And Anthony, maybe do you mind taking that?
Alt text for A plus. I think it's useful. Spend the time. Our software doesn't do it right now in the default, but adding alt text to your images, can help you get indexed. I think you're going to get way more indexing juice out of making sure you're indexed for like Cosmo and Rufus, and making sure Comprehend looks at your image and it's getting the keywords that it
It
needs.
can I would like to mention one thing. With the Rufus, it's way better than, like, I just wanted to share one example. For example, if I come here, use cases. Okay, so it said, like, would these work well for party snack balls or office break rooms? The image campaign says, like, after the campaign, it says it's answered. But where does it answer? It says party ready portion snacks. So, or family gathering. Where does it mention? It should be uh, mentioned over somewhere over here. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that the how Rufus analyze your images, it's like it doesn't only read the text on the image, it looks at the things like semantically. Maybe this is not a great example. Um, Probably this one. So, like, office, like it says office here on icon. So office parties, and it like it now Rufus is going to understand, like Cosmo is going to understand, okay, you can, if somebody does ask for it, the like office, school, travel, and on the go, like it does cover that. So not a great example. I should have shown you another one, but
But
yeah,
it's
the
like it could
point
be a
is,
lifestyle image. If we wanted to regenerate it, it might show
yeah,
like an office scene, and that's
yeah,
what I think Kamal is getting at, is that
yeah,
all of this research is baked into the creation of the images. So you don't have to think about this. It's just gonna, this is what needed, and it's gonna make that into the images.
yeah.
Yeah. Rebecca says, can it pull more than one product at a time to create storefront images?
Storefront, I think not yet. You can build individual images. For example, let's say if you like any image, right? If let's say you like this image, what you can do, you can change the aspect ratio here for your storefront image, right? That's like another thing you can do. Like, for example, if you want to do it for mobile friendly, I would click on 2:3. That's for mobile. I'm going to click on generate. But if you want for storefront, dimension would be different, but you can customize it accordingly or edit in Canva if you want to make aspect ratios ready for like anything. So there's like multiple aspect ratios that you can use. You can also change your image generation models. By default, it's GPT image 2, but you can use Nano Banana as well. And you can also generate multiple images. So
And
Yeah.
if you, I think she's asking if you have multiple products and you want it in a single image, just try generating a new image and then adding in the references of all the different products. You know what I mean? So if I have like a
okay.
multi-pack and I want to show my large, my medium, and my small all in one image, I would just add those in as references.
Okay, that makes sense. So then you would add something over here. Like there's a reference image library. You can choose any image from the over here. You can also upload your other products and you can create a banner around that and edit the prompt. Yeah,
Okay, so Roberto and Owen have a similar question. Roberto says, "Didn't Kamal say that color or size variations were considered under the same campaign?" And Owen says, "It's one campaign per parent or child. So it's a campaign is per parent, and then the children variations, go within the one campaign, right?"
that is correct.
All right. Shane says, "Can the system scrub my website and product features to create a listing?"
Right now, no.
Uh,
It just looks at Amazon.
Okay. Albert says, "Can we optimize images for mobile with big text?"
yeah,
Yes.
take a look at this one. So I just did that. So this was the image before. I changed the aspect ratio, and now this is a mobile version.
Perfect. Carrie says, "Can you create images for your brand story, panels, and background?"
You could, but you would just be generating them as secondary images. And like Kamal said, you can change the formatting. So how I'm generating everything is typically as a secondary. And if I really like it, I'll make it either A plus or I can make it a storefront, whatever
Yeah.
size orientation you need.
Yeah. So there are some branded images over here. If you come over here, there's like a brand section. So you can choose from, like different images and just change the aspect ratio. Like all the templates are over here. If you know what you want, you can customize and build a brand story, but you're just gonna have to play around with the aspect ratios.
Yep. So, Adit says, "What do you do when the images created are not taking the exact product text and graphics, although you attach the reference, hold on, and reference images, and the editing still not generating the exact product? So what do you do in that case?"
So I want to be like clear on this. It's AI, right? It doesn't always, the reference will work a lot of the time. I was just working with a lady a couple weeks ago. She had these magnetic gloves and they have like a clip on the inside and it kept putting the clip on the outside. No matter how many reference images, it just wouldn't get me there. Sometimes you're still going to need to have a designer to take it over the line. And the advice that I gave to her is like, don't stress if it's not exactly perfect, because then she was able to find someone on Fiverr. I think she paid him like $5 or $6 an image. And she took the concepts that looked really great and then she made it match perfect. So like, it's just the reality and the nature of the beast. The reference image will work a lot of the time, but if it's not, join office hours. We're going to be starting that soon. I think 90% of the time I can help. But if we just keep trying and we hit our head into a wall, then designer to take it over the line.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Go ahead,
so
Kamal.
if there's a lot of we do like office hours every Friday, so you can also show up there and we will take in-depth response to most of these questions. Yeah.
Deborah said, "My product doesn't normally work very well with AI image generation, but it's doing a pretty good job with it." So that's a kudos to you guys.
Woo!
Um, Steve says, "Are these images ready for desktop and mobile, or do we need to generate a set for the two different platforms?"
Amazon is all one, right? Like you just have one PDP, you don't get to specify. It's going to gear on the side of being more mobile friendly. You can see how mobile friendly these images are. So I would always have mine mobile friendly. I wouldn't make anything that's desktop friendly.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I like to do is, for example, this example that I just did, do a split test. Like version one could be your like mobile aspect ratio, version two could be your desktop, and see which one converts more and just run with it.
Beautiful. Roberto says, "So essentially, the definition of a campaign is a parent ASIN." That's correct. Carrie says, "Perfect. Thank you." Thomas, "I have a listing that has 2,000 child ASINs. There are 5 colors. How can listing optimization, how does listing optimization count the images? Like what, how does he going to work with the system?"
Okay. So let's say you have finalized this campaign. So what you do, you come to variations and then you select all the variations. So you're gonna see, let's say you select three variations. So one, two, three, it says three variations selected. And over here, you can unselect the ones that you don't want to clone. So you, let's say for the sake of example, just this example, I'm going to unselect all of them. And if I select, let's say if you only want, let's say if it's a quantity pack, right? You only want main image to be changed. So just click on the main image. Now it says three credits. So one main image, three variations. So it will use three credits over here. But if I select multiple images, it's changed to 15 credits because I have selected five image concepts now. So you select all your variations or the ones that you want to work on, and then select the image concepts and then generate campaign.
And I think the short answer is if you have a really long list of variations, they'll all show up there and you just select which variations you want to generate for.
Yeah. Shane says, where are the training videos for the software? You guys have training videos?
They are coming. We have them with our editor right now. And I saw someone asking about office hours as well. I'm sure they're going to get an email and it'll be on the website soon for this Friday.
There you go. So training videos are already in the works. They're editing. So then there's going to be placed and you guys will show them where to get it. Andrea says, what if we don't have the variations live yet? You are still in the initial listing creation.
Just build out your initial listing. And then when you're ready to launch the variations, you can just go in and
Yeah,
create the variations.
we're coming up with that feature where you see you can only select the ones which are live. We're gonna add a feature. I think one of our I think the visual he requested it already. So we're gonna add a function over here where you can upload your new product pictures which are not live, and then AI will
I see.
automatically work on that.
Okay, Kamal, we have some questions about offers. So a couple of people said, like, how long is the free trial? Um, you guys don't really do trial periods, right? You just do kind of like almost like a test phase of
Yeah,
creation, like a low quantity of creation, right? How do you guys do that?
you can you will not be able to use all the features in the trial. It's a one-time, one is in you can try, you can generate like secondary images, that's it, main images and secondary images,
Okay.
but you won't see much. For Rufus, variations, A/B testing, all sort of good stuff, you need a paid plan. But yeah, feel free to check it out. If you're happy with what you see over here, then yeah, you can, that's the meat and
Okay, so
potatoes. So
that's
you
the
can,
that's the free version. The free version is try it out a couple times, but then you're kind of limited. The paid
yeah,
version that you're talking about right now today is, hey, this is better than you can get anywhere else, and it's only available for you guys. It's
yeah,
20% off for the lifetime of their account. They
yeah,
continually get the upgraded version as it rolls out, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 20% off. It's like what, $77 a month, I think. Cancel anytime. Kamal
It'll
doesn't
be the
have.
best 77 bucks you spend. Like it's highly worth it.
Oh yeah,
But
but if
but
you have
but
any volume at all, I mean, you guys have talk about the results that you guys are seeing because that's like what's exciting to me. Like, what are you guys seeing when somebody like you guys run split tests, right? So like how much it increases conversion, how much it increases click throughs.
yeah.
Like, what are
Can
the
I
results here?
can I share the results over
I
here?
would love it.
So these are some of the testimonials that users have been telling me. So somebody said it's super valuable tool, better than everything I have tried, game changer for my business, loving it so far. This tool has strong potential. I cannot wait to show this to my team and other entrepreneurs. It's been incredible so far. Matt from Product Opinion saying it did a great job on a complicated product, one of a kind tool. It's the best tool I've used so far for the AI images. It's a huge help for my business. I get messages like this all day long. Like this app is pretty darn good. And this one says this is the best image site I've used for Amazon. Seth, you sent me the screenshot, by the way, if you
Can
remember.
I show one
Uh,
real quick, Kamal?
uh
Just very, very fast. I love this one. It's just going to look like a chart to you. There's a message that is accompanying this, but this is what I was talking about of thinking long term. So this person, they were optimizing their listing over a period of weeks, and this is showing weeks and then unit session percentage. And you can see in the beginning, they start at 6%, they make some changes, and it goes down a little bit. But then look at this massive jump. They get up to 15% unit session percentage, almost up to 18%. Try some more things, it goes down a little bit, and then up to 24%. So it's not like, we can show you these big case studies of someone getting it right on the first try. But what's cool about this is you can just generate, and if it's not perfect, you don't say, oh, this is garbage, I'm not going to do this anymore. If you keep pushing, you could see gains that are going from 6 to 24% in unit session.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm going
So
to share some results as well. So this one's saying the A plus content looks professional. It's been the most valuable tool I have used to date. There's like someone convinced his agency, owner, their team loved it, and then they're going to use it. Like I've said, it has saved me a lot of time and frustration, reduced my product launching time. Like it's like life changing. One of our users said over here, like Kevin King's, at Kevin King's event, listing optimization.ai was described as a secret weapon behind the click-through rate and conversion. A lot of attendees, that's what they mentioned at the webinar. So people are sharing on LinkedIn that they're creating concepts from over here and then they're using it on Amazon. Somebody just used the subscription in the 2 hours of launching. I don't. I get this. I always send an email. Like there's an email called like I didn't design this A plus content. AI generated this, and I get replies like this. I don't believe that. This is not AI. Show me a proof. So like it's so good. And lots of other testimonials. Here's the example. The images that we produce, we have run tests on Manager Seller Central, or Manager Experiment, and within Seller Central, and we see conversion increase with the images from listing optimization.ai. Just
yeah,
talking about the results here.
yeah, this is great. So they can expect higher click-throughs, higher conversion, and more revenue and higher profits, right? Because a higher converting listing and a literally pays less ads. It ranks better. Overall, the listing just gets more profitable, right? So, for 77 bucks, you can cancel next month. You can try and see what you get. This is has massive upside and very limited downside. Deborah has a question here. She says, "Is there another surprise at the end? Because this is getting really, really long." Deborah, I agree. Kamal, what can we do that's absolutely amazing? Let's give everybody something amazing. What do you got?
Uh, I think one amazing thing is the Anthony giving like three, calls away. What I can do if I can add another bonus if you're an agency plan annual subscription. I will give you 10 hours of my design work. Send me an email. I'll have my designer do 10 hours of work. But in terms of value, I know it's getting super long. We want to end it here. Uh, with the value side, I think on our office hours, I'm going to share a lot of good stuff. Anthony, if you have something, a golden nugget to
Let's
share,
just keep it
please
to
go
that.
ahead.
So, like on the individual plan, an hour of consulting, on the agency, 3 hours. And then if you sign up for the enterprise, Kamal is going to give you personally his designer 10 hours of time, which that
Yeah.
is a huge thing. So I feel like that is a sick offer. We've already given the
Oh
discounts.
man, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, here's the breakdown of the offers. If you want to try the tool out, there's no commitment. 77 bucks today on monthly. There's the QR code. It's 20% off. If you need the code, I'm going to put it in the chat box again. It's SGN20. You'll just go to settings and upgrade if you got in and didn't have to pay. So there's that. And then it's SGN20. If you're going to do annual, Kamal, getting 2 months for free. So they're only paying for 10 months and they get 35% off, which is amazing. And you're giving them 10 hours worth of design work from your team, right? So it's like if they come up with an awesome AI image, but they're like, I need a little tweak here, you guys will actually do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sounds good, guys.
Okay, so the reason why it's so long, everyone, is because there's been tons of questions, and this has been amazing. So I will stay as long as it takes. Anything else come to mind, guys? Kamal, Anthony, I know this is limited. We're not offering this later. You guys really wanted to take care of the people that showed up live. So this is a great bonus for
Yeah.
people taking action. I saw Adam said, "I'm hashtag take action." Yes, I agree, Adam. Nimi says this was amazing. Thank you. So anything else come to mind that when users are using this, they're like, man, this really helps. Like, what are the benefits that people normally see? The first thing people are looking for is what? Click through and conversion? Is it ranking? Is it what is it that people are like noticing and calling out to you guys results wise?
I think the biggest thing I'm seeing, and Kamal, you can let me know if you agree, is it's so freaking easy to use. And a lot of people have tried generating themselves with ChatGPT, with Gemini, and they're like, mine just never look good. It does not work for me. And then they come over and try this, and they're like, holy cow, these images look fantastic out of the box. I never thought I would be able to do this, and I am making amazing assets. And that is the most satisfying part to me personally.
Well, Adam just said that. He said, I'm super impressed. He's trying it right now.
Yeah.
Woo!
And one thing I like to add, Anthony, is like the images that that our users they mentioned it to me when they normally compare us with maybe ChatGPT or a bunch of other tools or things that they have tried. they feel like the images that we give them in the first go, they are much closer to the exact output what they want.
Yeah.
Like, they, like for example, we'll give you all the concepts in the right order. Like like let's say if it's a nutrition fact, let's say if it's a CPG product, some tools would not even give you like a nutrition fact image, right? Like we cover each and every single thing, which how an agency would cover it. So that's the biggest compliment that I normally get. Like, come on, these are very close to what I exactly wanted.
That's perfect. Mark says, thank you so much. This could really be a game changer for my Seller Central business. Can't wait to start testing this out. Christine says, hello, I signed up for the monthly plan, but did not get 20% off. Now I would like to get the annual plan. How do I change this, please? Christine, give me your email and I'll make sure Kamal and the guys take care of you.
Yeah.
And then Kamal, do you want to give them like your email or something that if they have issues, I mean, I'm sure that somebody that wants to upgrade from monthly to annual can still do that, right?
Yeah, if you're yeah, if you want an upgrade, I can still do that today with the discount. I'm going to
Okay.
send my email in the chat, and my today is going to be busy because every time I do a webinar, like my inbox gets full. So I will, yeah, respond to that, and I'll get you upgraded as well. And the link we made a cuckoo. The link doesn't work, and it's not going to work. So the discount available is only for who take action live on the webinar. After that, the link is just going to be get scrapped anyways because it's not giving,
Okay.
it's not working
Well,
properly.
then, if that's the case, then guys, if you've actually taken action and signed up for this discount today, then let me know in the chat box. I love to see who actually takes action. Obviously, Christine, you're one of them. Adam's one of them. Nimi's one of them. Guys, just let me know. Just say, I'm in or something like that. I'd love to see who actually is taking action on these things because for 77 bucks, this is a gigantic win for a lot of you. And I want to know who's actually out there making a difference out there. So Laura says, I'm in. Angela is one of them. Yep, you're one of them. Lilia says, I've been in for the last 2 months. So Lisa says, I'm in. Andrea says, so can we only sign up during the call? I will sign up today after the call, but need to run by management. Kamal, that's up to you. Is
We'll
this
make it
is
work.
this today only?
Well, yeah, Andrea, we'll make it work for you. Like, I can, you can come back to me if your team doesn't agree. We'll give you the money back. That's what we can do. The best we can do for you.
Paul says I'm in. Pay says I'm in. Christine, Deborah signed up. Owen signed up. There you go. So a bunch of people saying I'm in. Michael's in. A bunch of people are in, guys. I applaud you for taking action. There's very few opportunities where you have so little downside and so much upside. So
So, so,
go
so,
ahead, Kamal.
so, so one thing I like to mention, you guys are not just signing up for this product, right? So you're helping me and Anthony invest more into this product because we're not taking salaries. Everything is just going to the developers and APIs. We don't make money yet. If you sign up for like annual plans, it's super helpful for us. Even if you're signing for monthly plans, you're helping us support, build an incredible product. What you're signing up today will not, this is not how it's going to look like 12 months from now, and it's going to be your contribution to this one. And I genuinely mean it from bottom of my heart because it's super, I mean, yeah, creatives, the agency business that I run, it's a low margin business. The it's a bootstrapped company, and we're only been able to grow, with the support of users. So thank you so much, guys, who have upgraded, who have given me feedback, who have given me testimonials. It just means a lot to me, and it just keeps me, Anthony, and everybody motivated. Our CTO, like everybody. It just, yeah, I just don't have words. How do I explain this? I at one point when I started, I didn't even think that like will I ever reach like 100 users? Like, would people even try? Would people even pay for it? Like that was the question in mind. But now we have like 9,000 plus users who have tried this tool. It's only been few months, and there's like 500 plus active paying customers. Lots and lots of annual upgrades. Lots of agencies. This is like a for many of you, know me from like webinars before AI thing happened, from the podcast, from the conferences. Some of you might not have. I've seen the opportunity. I have pivoted from agency to over here, like somewhat. And then this is a startup building publicly. If you don't follow me on LinkedIn, I'm building this publicly. I share updates, whatever, MRR looks like, whatever challenges, what are the features that we're building. I'm not that consistent, but if you look at my previous posts, I've built this thing publicly and with the support of you guys. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, that's amazing, Kamal. Adam said I tried one free and now I'm paying for a month to test it out more. Brilliant. It's amazing. Um, a bunch of people have said like I've already tried it. It's working great. Okay, so here's what I want to do, guys. I want to pop back over to my screen share because a ton of you have asked about the replay. So, like I said at the very beginning, I always delete the replays from public access. I want to give it to people that actually show up live. Some of you guys showed up late, though. If you guys want the replay of today, the special offer won't be available later, but the replay will, and that way you can see kind of some of the things that Kamal and Anthony taught you about how to use this most effectively. Go to sellergrowthnetwork.com/replay. I'm going to drop that into the chat box. Here's what's going to happen. Somebody earlier said, "Hey, I didn't get the email." They got the email, but they just had to search for it. So the subject line will be action required. When you get that email, if you don't see it, just search your inbox for action required and then you'll find it. It'll have 2 steps for you to do. Make sure you do those, and then I'll send you this replay when it's rendered. And then lastly, if you haven't joined the WhatsApp group that I shared at the very beginning of the call, we have more than 900 people in the group now. It started at 800 today. Now it's more than 900. WhatsApp caps the WhatsApp group at 1,000 members roughly. So as soon as we get 100 more people in there, there's not going to be any more sellers in that group. So if you want to be in there with 1,000 other sellers that are helping each other grow, get into the WhatsApp group while you can. So there you go. Um, guys, I want to thank you for coming on and doing what you're doing. Kamal, I know you've invested a long, long time building an agency, and to turn what you built into a tool that people can use for $77 is insane. It's a gigantic risk to you, but you did it and you're providing more value to more people than you ever have. I just want to thank you for going out on a limb there and actually putting this thing together. You got Anthony involved now, which I know brings it to another level. So just want to thank you guys for doing it and then coming on and sharing what you've learned.
Thank you so much, Seth, for always partnering up on this thing. And these webinars have always been incredible and have given our software a great push, to go to the market and spread the word out. Yes, I'm also very thankful to you and everybody who shows up, who opens the email, registered. I know, it can be annoying sometimes when we send those emails, but you guys take action, show up. It means a lot. And, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, hold on to Kamal. Before we get out of here, I got to read you this. Lilia says, I am monitoring my sales, and as of date that I updated the images created on listingoptimization.ai, my sales have risen by 30%.
Woo!
Now
That's what we live for. That's why we
that is
do this.
insane. Yeah. Oh man.
Incredible.
You got
Oh,
to
this
love that.
is this is so good. This made my day. This was the best piece of this webinar. Thank you so much, Lilia.
So
Thanks.
Kamal, Randy says, uh, well, I don't know if you guys knew this, or I know you know, Kamal, but every week, guys, I host a different session about a different topic, right? And Randy's been on the last several of them, and he says, I better just send you a power of attorney because I keep finding so much value in what you're doing that I keep using the tools that you recommend. And today's no different. He signed up with you guys, and so he's already in. He said the secondary images are great, but some look exactly like my product, but others don't. Any feedback for him?
Reference images. Try playing around with those, adding in reference shots. If you need to add multiple references or there's a specific area, you can upload multiple images.
There you
Magic
go.
is in the revisions, like Anthony mentioned. So if it's not looking same, maybe change the reference images, change the prompt, regenerate, add a new concept. If it still doesn't work, I don't know which plan are you on. Like I'm offering like 10 hours. You can use my designers as well if you're an annual plan for agency.
Amazing. Christine says, thank you guys. Give Anthony and Kamal some love in the chat box. This has been part 1 of the AI for Amazon sellers sessions this week. Part 2 is tomorrow. It's completely different. Some of you guys thought Kamal was going to show up again tomorrow. Nope. We're going to talk about Claude tomorrow, not anything to do with images. I think, Kamal, your tool will make a cameo though, in one of the one of the segments. So that'll be fun. Listing optimization AI keeps showing up everywhere, and I think tomorrow will be no different, but it's going to be mainly about Claude and running ads and things like that, really diving into different parts of your business. If you want to optimize your list or your images, like Lilia just said, you can get 30% sales lift. Insanity. You got to do it here. You got to do it today, right, Kamal?
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you so much, Lilia, and yeah, I'll be showing up tomorrow as an attendee. I'll not be on a panel list, but I'll be watching because I know how much value does Chris offer. So I don't want to miss that one. So I'll be watching as an
Yeah.
attendee tomorrow.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much, Kamal, and all of the special guests you brought with you today. You had a whole entourage. Super appreciate you guys. Thank you so much to all the sellers that hang out with us every week. Hopefully, you can make it to part 2 of the AI for Amazon Seller series tomorrow, and I'll see you then.
See you,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
We'll talk
Bye.
to you soon. Bye.